Welcome to Guzzlr.
Right, yeah. PR. My story's about bad PR decisions.
Okay.
I'll do a couple now and then I've got some for later as well. For another episode, a few weeks. Not later today. Not today. Right, do you know a company called United Way? I've never heard of them.
No.
Right, they decided to drop 1.5 million balloons on the city of Cleveland. Right?
Oh,
So they just thought,
I
like,
saw
this will look
I've
sick.
seen a picture, I think, of
To be fair, it looked sick.
Yeah.
So anyway, they were helium balloons. So the idea was like, we'll push them down, they'll fall, and then they'll float away, and everything will be fine.
Right.
But they didn't check the weather, and they had a massive, massive downpour of rain, which pushed all the balloons back down to the floor. So anyway, like, so much stuff in the city had to shut. The airport had to shut. No one could fly anywhere because this company just decided to drop 1.5 million balloons on the city, and they got sued for $100,000.
Who actually let that go ahead? Who would actually like surely you
I
can't
imagine
just
the
do
man
that.
from Up, but I'm not 100%.
He's just sitting there. One of the advisors going, "Sir, it's raining." And he went, "I'll be fine."
You'll be fine, mate, don't worry about it.
Like, generally, surely you can't just go and do that. What's the company actually do? I
I don't know. I have no idea. United Way are.
Do they make helium balloons?
I hope
They
not.
build houses for orphans.
They ran the airport.
They run the airport.
I found out United Way are. Someone's watching this, just screaming, going, "They do this!"
Someone's watching this.
Health, education, financial stability for I don't know what they do.
Financial stability. They were sued. How much?
Irony.
Right, another one. Jaeger, you know Jaeger,
Yeah,
famous for their bombs,
yeah,
not
because
like explosives.
I was expecting Jägermeister.
Yeah, Jägermeister. They decided to do a pool party.
Right.
Obviously they're Jaeger and they're like
Did they fill it with Jaeger?
No, they didn't. They decided to fill it with liquid nitrogen. Well, they had a normal pool, but they added liquid nitrogen.
Right.
But no one Googled it, and then when you add chlorine to nitrogen, you get nitrogen trichloride, also known as like a knockout gas. And 8 people were hospitalised, and one guy was in a coma for 20 days.
Why didn't Dex say just fill it with Jägermeister?
Fill it with Jaeger. That'd be a better idea, and people wouldn't
Just
die.
dive in, mouth open.
You get sticky though.
You get really sick.
Really
but is it that makes you sticky, or is it? Yeah, it's what makes you sticky.
You get sticky.
Yeah.
What?
I was gonna say the bomb bit of the Jaeger. That's just energy drink.
Yeah, but they could do that as a prank, couldn't they?
Yeah, it's
That might
Jaeger
be- that might
sticky.
Yeah.
It's not the energy drink.
No, Jaeger's sticky.
Actually, it would be.
That could be a good
Like-
prank though, couldn't it? Someone dives in, getting out, pour flour all over him.
Well, it's stuck in like
Yeah.
Yeah.
But how? To be fair, would you be that sticky if you were just swimming in it? You wouldn't mind being sticky, would you? 'Cause your whole body would just be.
Yeah, but like at a pool party, you don't just do lengths. Louis clean
Oh,
pool party.
Louis getting there with his swim cap on.
Yeah, just goggles. I was going for it. Yeah.
Guzzlr podcast.
Right, week. I always do this. Every
Week-
time I say week
week-
one, I forget what week we're on. 10.
Oh, 10. Blimey, 10.
This is the 10th
10
episode.
weeks, Declan. We're back on
back
beer.
on beer.
Back on beer,
Oh, we had beer
so-
last episode.
Did I?
No, you didn't drink any of it.
No.
'Cause you were ill.
It's Tiny Rebel.
Kiss, kiss, and it says on the back because 2 kisses are better than 1.
There we
Surely
go.
3 are better than 2.
Yeah, 12 are better
It should
than.
be infinite kisses.
Yeah.
Kiss, 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 kiss.
Exactly.
Yeah. But I like Tiny Rebel. Big fan of Tiny Rebel. So
Yeah, we had one before, didn't we?
yeah, we did. Yeah. And Declan.
I am drinking Pinot.
Because
Pinot
2
Grigio.
Pinots are better than 1.
Yeah, actually, it's called Pinot Pinot. No
Pinot
way.
Pinot. Pinot Grigio fizz. So it's here's the description: aerated semi-sparkling wine obtained by adding carbon dioxide.
Is it semi-sparkling?
But wait.
Would you argue?
I'd just say sparkling.
You said Pinot Pinot Grigio.
Yeah.
But is it not Pinot Grigio?
No, it's Pinot as the make, and then Pinot Grigio is
3
the type of
Pinots are
wine.
better than 2.
Exactly. Pinot
Pinot
Grigio.
Grigio fizz.
There we go. What we're talking about today then, Alfie?
So today, we're talking about artificial intelligence.
AI.
AI. Correct. Right, I'd say you've summed up all the key points there, Declan.
See you next episode, guys.
We'll go on.
I've got a few things.
I'm always interested in what you've got to say, mate.
No,
you've got to
especially
start.
after last 3.
Mate, I'll tell you this now, right? 2 of my points are Eurovision and Terminator. So we'll get on.
Oh,
So we'll get onto them later.
Guzzlr watchers, we're going to put a poll up whether we should sack this prick and just keep Mace.
Oh, that's a burn.
Alright, well I've written loads of stuff down. We'll just... They're not in a particular order.
You
but we'll
start.
just
I'll join in when I think Eurovision is acquired.
Alright. Driverless cars.
Yeah.
Eurovision.
Are we a fan?
Like the idea, not yet though,
Why?
because they're not good enough.
Do you not think?
No.
They have them in like Las Vegas and stuff though, at the moment,
Yeah,
don't they?
but
The thing that annoys me about them at the moment is you have to have a driver sat behind the wheel.
Yeah.
You can't have them without a driver sat behind the wheel. So what's the point?
So also the driver's got to be concentrating at all times.
Oh yeah,
in case.
Yeah.
So what's the point? Isn't
What's
the driver like the idea of driverless cars to just chill and just get taken somewhere?
yeah, the 2030 Rolls Royce.
Yeah.
They've already made a prototype for it,
Mm.
and the door opens well high, so you literally step into it. You don't have to duck down because that's not luxurious. So you step into the car, and it's just a sofa,
Nice.
and it's cashmere sofa. So you sit in it, and there's just one screen that goes across the top, and it's got an AI voice in. It just goes, "Where do you want to go today?"
But like, if you want to just chill and get taken somewhere, you just get like taken hostage by grabbing on.
And
Or
then
something like that.
you ring,
So
I chill.
ring Liam Neeson.
Yeah, exactly.
What is he
Yeah.
on about? I read a thing that was like
Started
the
again.
future is where you just like put your kid in a car. The car just locks and just takes him to school because there's a driverless car. You're just like, right, off you pop.
But
You ain't got to drive your kids to school.
if something went wrong, who
I
would
don't
you
know how
blame?
to sell this to you better. You don't have to drive your kids to school.
Who would
You
blame
can
them?
What
sit-
more do you
You can
want?
sit and have Pinot Grigio
Yeah.
fizz in the morning
Pina.
while your kid gets in a car that
Lots
drives
more than-
itself.
So, but like, I don't know if you've ever been stuck around the M25. If all the cars are
I have.
driverless,
You won't get traffic.
why?
Because it'd be auto-regulating. You never have crashes.
Well,
you never have anything.
It's all one system.
Will we never get crashes?
Every single car is on the same system. That's like a train crashing into itself. It's all one system. It's the same thing. It's just one big car in England.
Yeah.
It's all in the same system.
I went for them.
Traffic happens when to stop traffic.
Yeah, because
if
the idea
one
is that someone
person,
slows, isn't it?
if one
And then-
person
Yeah.
drove at the same speed constantly, they could stop traffic immediately.
Do you know what?
Traffic happens because
Do you know what speed that stopping goes all the way down the line on the M25? Do you know what speed?
No.
You told us before actually, but I can't remember.
12 miles an hour.
Oh, yeah. See, I remember on the on the one show once, they got a circle of cars just to drive in a circle, just at constant speed. And as soon as one slows down, it just keeps slowing until eventually they're basically
They're stuck, yeah.
So in an ideal world, the driverless cars wouldn't need to even care about where other cars are because it just knows. It would just need sensors for like pedestrians and stuff like that. If someone just steps into the road.
So what happens then?
And
What happens
the
if this goes
pedestrian
wrong?
dies.
Yeah, the
That
pedestrian dies.
car would that car would still be able to react better than any human ever could though. Like way better than any human ever could. And say you're going along, right? Pedestrian comes out, you swerve. That car there doesn't know you've got to swerve, yeah? So that car's still coming forward. In an AI world, that car there also knows that this car has to react to this pedestrian, right?
But as
So this car swerves, but that car also knows it needs to react, so it can also do some sort of action. Because it's all one system. The whole system can react
But
instead of just one person.
if it's all on one
behind the wheel.
system, have we all then got one make of car?
No.
No.
But they're all on one system.
We have different makes of laptops. We have one internet.
Okay, alright.
Good point.
Yeah, exactly.
And then what about if
you really don't drive those cars?
No, I do, but I'm just trying
Just
to
a
find.
conversation.
I hate them.
Yeah.
I love
So,
driving.
Here's an actual problem with driverless cars.
But isn't the actual
go
problem
on.
the fact that that you need to that car has to react, that car has to react? Have we tried that yet, or is that something that we want to do?
The ideal world is they're all on the same
Yeah.
system.
So what if
But
it's not in that ideal world? The ideal world is
even
we have
now-
peace
They
in this
wouldn't have
world.
them on different
That's the
systems.
ideal
But
world.
even now, though, driverless cars are more responsive than human beings.
Right.
Also, driverless cars use waves, right? So they can actually see past the car in front, and they can see to a certain radius. So that car would still be able to react better than any human ever could.
Right. Because
Don't get me wrong, they're not perfect at the moment, but it is definitely a really good idea.
The idea-
Humans
I really
are
like it.
terrible.
Yeah.
I won't lie to you. We're
Yeah,
trash.
I was just about to say something else it would solve would be the era
Drunk
of
driving.
terrible drivers. Because I'll look into the camera for this. If you're a bad driver, I hate you. Right? I hate, even worse than Star Wars, I hate terrible drivers. I'm the calmest person until I'm behind the steering wheel because I know I'm going to get some knobhead in front of me, and I scream in a car.
I saw the film Unhinged the other day, the Russell Crowe film about road rage. Which is why you should always be calm.
No.
We got followed home once.
Yeah, I didn't have to get followed home once.
Really?
I come off this roundabout, and I thought it was a 2-lane roundabout to go straight ahead, and it wasn't. I realised it wasn't, so I thought if I indicate, it'll let me in. And then I thought he was going to let me in, but he didn't. So he matched my speed, and I was on the other side of the road. I was trying to go in, so I slowed down, he'd slowed down. I was matching. There was a car coming towards me, so I darted in front of him, and he was like effing and jeffing to me, and I was just like, "Sorry, mate." I was in the wrong, but I thought, let's just make this work. And then he followed me home, and I went to this little town, and then he pulled up behind me. I was waiting for a car to come, and he went to get out of his car to come to my car. So I just left, and then I had to cut someone else up on a roundabout because this man was following me, just chasing me all the way.
He's fuming.
I won't go that far.
So an actual problem with driverless cars, the trolley problem. This is like kind of philosophy. You know the trolley problem? You've seen The Good Place? You've seen The Good Place. Alright, so trolley problem, right? You're on a track, you're going down, and you're about to hit, let's say 2 people on the track, right? Now, you can pull a lever to switch track, but on the other track is 1 person. So you either definitely killed 2, because that's just how it was. The trolley's just moving, you haven't got to take any action, or you make a conscious choice to make an action, but definitely kill 1 person. What do you do?
Either way, you're making a conscious choice.
I think either way you're making a choice.
Yeah, I think so as well, because
you're choosing not to do anything.
The argument,
or
I guess,
do
is inaction as bad as
so the idea is
in
like,
action,
that you try not to take blame for 2, or you take blame for
So
1.
the thing with driverless cars is, does the car, if it has a choice of a pedestrian in the road or the people in the car, what does it prioritise?
The people in the car.
I think so, because they made the choice to get in the car.
Yeah.
But what if the pedestrian's just being reckless? They're just like really drunk and they've just stumbled out. The people in the car haven't really done anything wrong.
I thought
the person on the road made a bad choice.
No, I thought that it'd save the people in the car either way.
Yeah, I think
its idea is to keep the people in the car safe.
They haven't decided yet.
But you've brought that
They haven't decided what way to do it. It's like one of the biggest debates in... At the moment, this is in Yuval Noah Harari's book. He said the solution at the moment is to make 2 cars. It's up to you which one you buy. You either buy the car that will keep you alive, or the one that will make the choice to kill someone else.
Keep you alive.
See, most people when they're asked say they'll buy the car that will prioritise the pedestrian, sorry. But in actuality, they did experiments, and pretty much every single time the person actually buys the
one. The thing is, if you were to get onto a train, and this was the debate, but instead of having the choice to kill 1 person or 2, it was to kill the people on the track or the people in the train, you'd say, well, we chose to get onto the train, they're doing the stupid thing by getting onto the track, the people in the train should be saved.
Yeah.
It's just so much situational. Like, let's say like a 3-year-old child has like sprinted onto the road or something.
Yeah.
In that case, I would 100% want it to prioritise the little girl. She doesn't know what she's doing or whatever.
So it's different.
But yeah, if it's just someone being reckless and just being...
But eventually we'll get to a point... and
where the AI can recognise that.
Not even that. It would get to a point where, like in Dubai, they have different levels for different things. So trains are all elevated. So you can't jump onto a train track in Dubai. It's near impossible. You'd have to climb up, get right over a barricade. It's just no point. It's useless. And then paths are raised so no cars can hit them. Pedestrian, if you physically chose to end your life, that is the only way you'd get killed by being hit by a train or a car.
Because my 2 ideas was that, I think when you buy a car, you want that car to keep you safe. So I think that's part of buying that car is you want it to be safe. But also, when I'm in a car, if there's a pigeon in front of me, I'd rather swerve so the pigeon survives. I know that when I swerve, I know that I'm going to survive. If there's a tree, I'm not going to be like, pigeon, and then I'll just drive myself into a tree. But like, whatever's in the road, I'll always make sure that is.
In that scenario, it's good because the AI can be like, can I definitely swerve safely? Because I know where the other cars are. If you can, I don't know why I wouldn't avoid the pigeon. I can't swerve safely, I'll kill the pigeon.
And I guess that is the other thing it needs to take into account. Say if it was a pedestrian that got into the road, how many other cars are on the road at the time?
Sometimes you can, how fast am I going?
what passengers have I got in the car?
Exactly.
Also,
That's
how
it.
annoyed would you be if you chose to save that person's life, right? So the people in the car might get injured, but that pedestrian survives. But the car in front of you is just like, I'm going to save myself, stop that person. And then you save him, and then next to you in the other lane, it's just like...
Yeah.
So the
You-
problem
you
with
can
AI
work.
basically is that because it's so capable of processing every single scenario to the finest details, you actually have to, like, we can ignore these moral decisions because we're humans and we just do stuff sporadically and we just make random choices and stuff. AI is not like that. AI can make all of those choices in that split second. We have to decide beforehand what we want to happen.
Imagine buying a car and you have to be given the decision whether you're going to save yourself or someone else. That's quite a tough decision when you buy a car.
Really tough.
Imagine being 17. I mean, like, my first car, like, right, do you want to save yourself or someone else? And you're like, I just want 5 doors.
Again, it would depend, wouldn't it? Because if the AI could crash the car, save both, so you survive and the pedestrian survives, that's the ideal scenario.
No, yeah. of
However,
course. It'd always prioritise those.
If
as well.
if it came to a point where, like, you're driving on the edge of a cliff and someone walks out into a road and it's either you will die or the pedestrian will die, the car should prioritise the person in the car.
I think it's a very tough decision, but I think that when you buy that car, you should be the one who's being made safe in that car.
Yeah.
Like, imagine,
So I think
imagine if
you've
it was an
made-
aeroplane and there was like, when you buy an airplane ticket, it's like, right, we might crash into an aeroplane, or do you want to save yourself? Right.
Like, roads are dangerous area. Like, people know that. Yeah, I agree.
It's like the thing where, you know, when you're at a zebra crossing, if you're not from the UK, a zebra crossing is just a place where you cross. And you go across and you say thank you to the cars.
Yes.
I don't really get saying thank you.
It knows people do at traffic lights. So when in town there's a fountain, people will sometimes put their hand up when they're walking over, like, oh, it's a red light, mate. I have to.
Yeah, but even,
I just say thanks to zebra crossing. I don't know. I just do.
I
say
get
thanks to
why.
zebra crossing,
However,
I'd probably do it to a driverless car as well.
the idea
They haven't got to stop. I think.
the idea being, if you're saying thank you to the car, you're just going, thanks for not killing me, mate.
Yeah.
Like, it's a stupid. You don't go up to someone in,
And they are meant
uptown,
to
do you,
stop
and go,
really as well.
oh,
Yeah.
cheers for not stabbing me with a knife.
Yeah.
Like,
I
it's
do get this.
stupid.
I just do it.
I think it's
Oh,
because-
we're British.
Oh, so that was literally the next
I
point,
thank
British.
people not stabbing me every day.
Because in another country, they don't stopping at zebra crossings. A choice, isn't it? You haven't got to in most countries.
And that, not the countries. The countries I've been to is the car won't stop if you're waiting at zebra crossing. They'll stop when you're on it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
but
like
in England,
Germany and
yeah,
stuff,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
like
Spain stuff.
You
like
just
that,
step out,
yeah,
and then the
they
car will stop.
But this is
But
it. So you'd have to have more stringent rules on crossing the road if there was if it was driverless cars.
But driverless car would
Yeah.
always stop at zebra crossing.
Yeah.
Why?
What do you mean?
Why is it no? It's
You
never
wouldn't
gonna
skip one, is
you
it?
wouldn't,
But why would
you wouldn't have zebra crossings. You'd get rid of them.
Because they have cameras.
So you
They can
have
see it's a zebra crossing.
Yeah,
pedestrian.
but what's the difference between knowing it's zebra crossing and just like white lines on a road?
Yeah, but you wouldn't.
What do you mean?
You wouldn't use.
How do you know it's not a zebra crossing and not white lines on a road?
He's got a point. You
It's
wouldn't-
artificial intelligence.
You just wouldn't have zebra crossings on the road. You'd have pedestrian walkways.
Yeah, exactly.
Where the driverless car would come, and maybe there's a
Maybe it's
point
just-
on the side,
just build bridges.
and it recognises it's got to that point, stops. The car looks both ways. If there's no pedestrians, keeps going.
Subway, bridge.
But if you cross and you're not on a walkway and you get hit by the car,
That's your fault.
that's on you.
Just like if you did that now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Where do you take me next?
That was a good talk.
That was a good talk.
About. I was just going to talk about a chess thing. I think I told you the chess thing before.
Yeah.
Alpha Zero, it was called.
Played against yourself or something, did
So, there's always talk. Chess is seen as like the height of human intelligence. I don't really know why, to be honest with you. I don't really like chess.
Isn't Go, the game Go,
Go
like
is another
vastly
really,
more,
really big,
but like three times or so?
That's right,
It's
that's
more
right.
complicated.
Go's a lot harder for AI to learn and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Yeah.
I don't know.
But I
Do you
don't know.
not?
I know nothing about Go either. But I know that
I want to learn
it's,
to play it.
it's a lot harder for AI to learn.
It's on that.
But yeah,
Avatar.
chess has always been seen as like for the rich and the wealthy, and they're like it's like sparring basically or whatever. So they were like, we're never going to get an AI that could be better than a human. It will never, ever, ever happen. It happened very quickly. I won't lie to you. So yeah, they had one which they'd been. It was the leading AI for years and years and years and years and years, and they trained it for ages. It played loads of humans and stuff like that, and they were like, this is the peak AI. And then Google made one called Alpha Zero, and they were like, right, we challenge you, give us 4 hours, and they were like, you cocky. So they set this AI up to play itself. They told it the basic rules, obviously, like bishops move diagonally, stuff like that. and it played itself. It played itself like millions and millions and millions of times or whatever. 4 hours, that's all it took. And they were like, right, we're ready to go. It beat the other machine 27 times and drew 73. It didn't lose once. That's how, like, AI is just so incredibly powerful that we never think it's going to be able to do what it does. But it always does. Because there was a time when AI used to work with humans for like chess. There's competitions that had a human and an AI machine partnership.
Right.
So they'd work together. So a human would maybe think of a few different things. And
He's smacking
the machine.
Move the bishop. Move the bishop.
The machine's just like, you idiot!
Yeah. So a human would like think of a few things, the AI would think of a few things, and they'd like work together and stuff like that. It's just not needed anymore.
That's mad. There's an advert that comes on at cinema at the moment before the films.
All I'm thinking of
Before the film.
the guy moving the knight and it going, you moved the wrong fucking knight.
Yeah, pulls a gun out to the AI's there. There's an advert at cinema and it says about just how on your phones, the sort of AI, how on your phones there's more data, more things about you than anywhere else in your home when you flip that.
Yeah.
It's mad, isn't it? They're like on this little device.
So another place where that human AI partnership still happens is in the stock exchange.
Yeah.
So like AI predicts, we think this is going to go up, we think this will go down, but it's still not smart enough to really do much.
No.
Humans need to be there.
So a fun fact about the stock exchange, there is no accurate predictive
No, because you could
procedure we currently have.
No, because you could just turn up now and just buy some stock, and they'd be like, "Oh, didn't know Declan Jackson was going to."
They made an equation in like the 80s or something, and they were like, "This is it. This is going to predict all future stocks for the rest of time." And I think it took about a year, and it was like 80%.
That's the thing, isn't it?
Because it goes on consumer basis, and consumer basis is so unpredictable.
Yeah, you have no idea
Like,
what happened.
it
Like
takes
COVID
one
happened.
advert to flip consumerism,
Yeah, and
like
COVID happened, you
COVID
wouldn't think
and
that
things that you can't.
And then a few years ago, when Andy Murray had like a Snickers or something, or a double decker at a Wimbledon game,
Yeah.
everyone saw it and everyone's like, "Well, I've got to go buy that chocolate bar now." Like, you wouldn't think that happened. Slightly off, but it's to do with stock exchange.
Yeah.
There's a film called Money Monster with George Clooney and Julie Robertson, and this terrorist goes on telly. It's on like TV programs. They talk about stock and all that. Terrorist goes on and says that this man lost all the money because he predicted something that didn't happen. So he said he wanted it to get up to a certain number. So George Clooney got a gun against his head, and he says to the people, "Right, just go out, buy stock. There's a gun against my head. I'm going to get killed. This place is going to blow up. Buy stock now to save my life and this building's life." So it goes up by 0.1, 0.2, and he's like, "Come on, that's it. Keep buying, 0.3, and it stops. And the point behind that is that, like, in that moment of disaster, a few people would be like, "Yes, we need to get behind this man, and we need to buy this stock." But a few people would just be sitting there going, "God, I can't believe that, can you?" Like, because you genuinely would. Like, if I was watching that, I'd be like, "I have no idea how to buy stock or what I've got to do." So I'd be watching this going, "People need to go and buy this," but I wouldn't do it myself.
You literally go on Google, type in "buy stocks," and then it will come up with a website like Trading 212. Right? Log in, and it will go, "What stock do you want to buy?"
But
So
I'd be bored by that point, right? It'd be like, sign in, and then it'd be like,
Go
I'll
on,
type my
Tesla.
email in wrong.
Yeah, you've got to put your card
and it'd be
details
like,
in.
You need an exclamation, you need a symbol in your password. Oh,
Yeah.
go and die and work.
Someone else will do it.
Type
and
in like
that's just what
Tesla.
humans think.
Yeah.
And then it will tell you how much that stock is worth. So I think Tesla's stock's something like $1,200 at the minute, and that's just for one stock.
Yeah.
That's it. Buy that. And if you're interested in stocks, I don't know anything about them, but I do know.
Should have bought Bitcoin 12 years ago.
Yeah. No, if you're going to buy stocks, buy dividend stocks, because they pay out by the month.
I have no idea.
So you buy in,
Yeah.
and they give you profits out every like.
But I don't know what to
however
like.
often you choose.
But I always say, like, you should have, like, if you want to do something, it should have been like Netflix, Tesla, and Starbucks. You should have done like 10 years ago and buy now. You'd be
Yeah,
like,
basically, yeah. But the thing about stocks and shares is, like, you see all the Forex people on Instagram. I've said about this before, and they're like,
I know you're on last time.
start investing today,
Yeah.
and you're like, you can get rich from your mobile, yeah. But how long does it take you to get rich? Like 30 years.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, what's the point then? I may as well just get a job and get rich that way.
Guzzlr follows a few on Instagram, actually.
They are the Jehovah's Witnesses of Instagram.
Yeah.
Do you think there'll be a point when AI is better than humans at predicting stocks?
Yeah.
But the thing with that, I think, is that anything can happen.
Yeah.
Because, like,
But that's the same with humans, though.
yeah, but like, say people might be like, I'm just going to use this as an example. I don't want to get into a debate about Disney, but like people might be like, "Oh, Disney's doing really, really well. This next film coming out is going to be like, for example, Star Wars, right? They thought this is going to be amazing. We need to like, buy some stock of this, and if the film flops, everyone dislikes it. They'll go, oh, the stock's going to go down now. But when that algorithm predicted it, they didn't expect the film to be bad. They just thought people are going to buy this because it's Disney, and then everyone just quits it.
And AI can predict that better than a human.
Yeah, but they won't know if the film's going to be bad.
Neither do humans.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, so you might as well. The AI won't be able to predict it. So what?
The AI will 100% be humans in every single scenario.
Yeah, but they won't predict the film's going to be bad.
It doesn't matter.
But then that's why you lose.
Honestly, after we did our movie script the other day, I don't know how anyone makes bad movies because that shit was piss easy. If you make a bad movie, Star Wars, you're shit.
What I'm saying is there's always fluctuations in stock.
Yeah.
Like the whole point of stock is you just got to like minimise that and stuff. And the AI knows how to do that better than any human ever could do that.
Yeah.
I'll let you know,
And they'll know what trends lead to better trends, what trends don't lead to. AIs are just better than humans. I don't like to.
You know, I do agree. I'm just trying to find holes
Not
in
yet.
the.
Not yet.
But they will be. They definitely will be.
Will AI rise up?
Will AI
rise up?
I think we need to put
Stephen Hawking thought he would. And now he's dead, so.
No, yeah.
Crack on.
Terminator.
He's just scared of his wheelchair, wasn't he?
Yeah, well, he's going to take over, yeah. Driverless car.
Planning.
Maybe that's why he's always.
They could
I'm
do
not
that.
going to make that joke.
What?
No, crack
No,
on.
let's
Could
not.
Stephen Hawking whisper? Was that programmed into his thing?
Wasn't Stephen Hawking's thing?
Oh, I thought you meant in real life.
I
You
almost
have to just get really close to him and he's going.
I almost said Stephen Hawking.
Stephen Hawking? His name rhymes with a lot of stuff I can't do, doesn't it?
Stephen Hawking. Didn't it run off of what he thought? Isn't it? Or was it something?
He lost all. He couldn't move anything,
right?
Apart from a little bit near his eyebrow. It ran off that. And his eyes as well.
Like what?
He looks.
He looks at the words.
And then like moves his eyebrow a little bit, and then it knows. Yeah. What I find interesting about Stephen Hawking is he could have had. He was a very rich man. He could have had a very, very realistic voice. He could have sounded exactly like a human being. But he was famous for his voice, wasn't he? Well, you wouldn't change your voice now, would you? Yeah, maybe you would. But that's his voice.
Hurtful.
Would you?
I mean, if
you had the choice?
Yeah, get
Morgan Freeman.
Hello.
Well, so yeah, will AI rise up?
So the thing I've got on here is that like I'm going to just read you some things I've got on here, and then you can just talk about it. Like the ideas of like, should robots have rights? Could they feel anxiety as well? And I think, do you think that those things happen? I think it's will link in with the fact it will rise up. Do robots need rights?
Yeah. The point then, they're basically another life form at that point.
So then
they need rights, otherwise they might rise up.
So I think they will rise up. Yeah, I think they will.
I think that if we give them the opportunity,
but we could program things into them.
Yeah, like limits.
Have you heard of Asimov's rules?
Yeah,
Asimov's laws of robotics. Right, they're from a science fiction book, but they've become really, really famous. Right. So the first rule was a robot may not injure a human being.
Oh, I do know this. Yeah, I do know this. Yeah.
Or through inaction allow a human being to come to harm.
Yeah.
Then rule 2 is a robot must obey orders from a human unless it contravenes rule 1. So that if a human said like kill him, you can't do that. And then rule 3 is a robot must protect its own existence unless that contravenes rule 1 or 2.
Right.
It's really but like you program that into an AI, but an AI is so intelligent
it works its way around.
Yeah, exactly. If it just it could just delete them.
Surely
it knows that it's made of code.
My Windows computer just deleted everything the other day.
And like if it's made the logical conclusion that humans are a waste of time, it could just get rid of us.
Could you?
At what point are they not slaves?
Robots.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Because they're slaves, aren't they? If they've got to obey him to do everything we say.
I guess so, but like...
Could you not put it, like that sort of code in a place where it can't find it?
Maybe.
Inside its rectum.
But like, if it also can't feel like pain and like sadness and stuff, which we don't have to give it... Is my hair bad again?
No, it's all right.
Then, I don't know why... Like, slavery is obviously bad.
Yeah.
We're not debating that.
Anyone?
But like, that's because you're... Like, they're human beings.
Yeah.
You have a right to live without they just have
But
like,
then
a robot's just a robot.
If we're giving robots rights,
Depends if they have feelings or not.
so do you
At
think?
the point they're just humans, then you got to treat them like.
Do you think they don't feel anxiety? Can you give robot anxiety?
No,
It's hormones, right?
no, because anxiety is about overthinking.
But all they do is think.
But
But
incredibly logically, like very precise
Right.
logic. Humans are like, we're just bad at I hate humans. We're just bad at like processing stuff,
Yeah.
and we overthink and we panic. And also, right, we overthink and get anxious because you might say something to me, and I can't interpret how you meant to say that, right? So I'll be like, is Louis annoyed at me? Like, is he fuming? And then I'll be like, I'll say to Deck, like, is Louis annoyed? And then maybe he'll get anxious about something, and then we're all anxious, we're all worried. AI just knows, right?
Well, no, not necessarily, because you could say something to AI, even if you told it in code, right, and it could interpret it 30 different ways, but it would then interpret it all 30 ways.
That's another good point.
So it wouldn't get anxious because
It knows every single.
It knows every single
That's the
outcome.
So do you think could they ever happen to anything like that, or is that a hormone?
I think you have to limit AI to just a non-physical entity. So never give it a body. I don't want no Ultrons turning up.
They can make their own body. That's the
But
fear.
how if you don't give them the hardware?
Because we make hardware with machines.
Yeah,
If they can get connected to the internet,
right.
you've seen Age of Ultron.
Yeah, but we don't like the only thing we make with robots is like cars, really, and
Microwaves.
computers.
At the moment,
Yeah, but unless they have the actual capability to put particular panels together, which
but I think that might
cars
be a
don't.
possibility in the future.
But, what,
yeah,
with
but
a
if you
microwave,
just don't give them that opportunity,
we will though. You know we will.
yeah, 'cause they're idiots.
But like, what could turn to a robot? Like genuinely, like you can turn like your fridge into
Like you
I'm
couldn't
gonna
make
go
a
on Amazon and order some legs.
They couldn't make themselves into a transformer, could they? In a microwave factory. No.
If you give an AI the capacity to do it, it could.
Oh yeah, probably.
enough.
Just don't give them the capacity.
So, my nan, she has an Alexa. She talks to Alexa quite a lot.
Yeah.
And after each time she talks to Alexa, she'll say thank you. And when I go around there and I'll go, oh, you ask Alexa this, so I'll go, oh, Alexa, no. And when it happens, my nan will be like, Alexa, thank you.
Is that the Google searches with that really old woman? She used to put, Google, can you please tell me? And then it'd be like, thank you, Google. Like, it's a Google search.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then my nan always like, yeah, thank you. And like, why is that? Like, just in case like you annoy it, like.
It turns all my heating off.
She's definitely seen Terminator and thought,
Yeah.
well,
At what time are we on?
34.
34. Yeah, she's
That's a lot to say.
she's seen Terminator and thought these machines are going to rise up if I don't thank Alexa.
See, I found this really creepy. Do you know what the Turing test is?
Alan Turing.
Yeah.
That's it, mate.
Imitation game.
Do you know what
That's
the
it.
Turing test is?
I've heard of it.
So the Turing test is the test to know if an AI is truly an AI, right?
Oh, right.
And the idea is you get someone to sit down and chat to an AI, and then if they pass the test, they don't know they were talking to an AI. Right? So say they talked to it for like 2 hours, but they think they were talking to a person, then you say that AI
When was this?
effectively sentient. That's
was
just the
this?
test.
No, but like, I didn't, because it was called the Turing test, and if it was like during Turing's life.
Can I talk
He came up with it.
Can I talk to Margot Robbie? Just give the AI her voice.
One day, maybe. So, in 2014, this is just one thing I saw on Google. I just found it really, really creepy. In 2014, the University of Reading did a test for the Turing test.
Big up Reading.
They made an AI. It was called Eugene Goostman.
Right.
I've heard of this.
And it was posing as a 13-year-old Ukrainian boy.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they got loads of people to talk to it, and none of them could work out that it wasn't a 13-year-old Ukrainian boy. It was that believable. I just find that really creepy. That they're certain that they spoke to this 13-year-old Ukrainian boy. It was just an algorithm.
But then that means that like
And it
people
learns from each of them as well.
people could meet
It's crazy,
people
isn't
or
it?
go to meet people online could be an AI eventually, right? They don't
I
actually go and meet an AI, but they could
So like they've now got the they're starting to think about the AIs that can book appointments for you. Did you see this?
Yeah. Google Home
But
can
like
do it now.
it's really impressive the
Yeah.
demonstration
Oh, yeah.
and stuff. But then they've also done it so that AI can take appointments.
Oh yeah.
But they talk. But what's the point in them physically chatting when you've got on your phone an AI booking an appointment, they've got on their phone taking the appointment. You've just got two AIs having a chat.
For 2 hours, they're just going.
Yeah, they're just,
How's he doing?
Yeah.
He's struggling. I'm not.
And that's when they become like conscious, then that's when they overthrow.
It's just crazy that like they can just chat to each other and make an appointment and be like, your appointment's made at 1:30.
Yeah.
It's just really, really weird.
Yeah. The thing with that tune is that like, you could find paedophiles for that.
It's a good idea.
Have 13
Non-centers.
Yeah, and you could get them to just like that, just chat to hundreds of thousands of people, and eventually they're like, I'm 13-year-old boy, and if they just keep chatting and they're like trying to do stuff, paedophile.
It's gonna be very hard to secure the internet when AI's become a thing. I mean, you've seen all the bots on Instagram already, right? Oh,
well,
so annoying.
On MSN, we used to get like you talk to this person about. There used to be loads of like robots on MSN you could talk to, like about quizzes. They could tell you facts. You could just chat to them. It was like serial robots on MSN. Yeah.
And imagine when it'd just be littered with it everywhere. It'd just be AIs making social media accounts all over the place. So the other thing, this is my last point. I think is about this genuinely. I hate this with a passion. So Yuval Noah Harari's book, 21 Lessons to the 21st Century.
Yeah.
He says, music is just trying to get you to feel stuff, right? That's the whole point of music.
I guess.
To make you feel like sad or happy or like, and films and stuff. It's all just chemicals. It's all science basically, right? They're just trying to get you to feel, right?
I've got a follow point. Go on.
I know you have. Yeah. So music.
Oh, not even this.
Not even that. So music, which is probably like the most basic form of it. So like films are a bit more tricky and stuff because you can get an image and stuff like that. You just got to make sounds. One day we could have music that writes itself dependent on you in that exact moment, made for you. So you just put your earphones in, the AI works out exactly what mood you're in, exactly what you want to hear. You don't have to tell it anything, and you'll hear exactly what you want to hear.
That might be
That's pretty sick.
horrible.
To be fair.
It must be horrible.
It's weird, and you can't tell anyone listen to this song.
What if that's when you find out you're depressed? When it just starts playing like really horrible songs, and you're just like.
And then the question was, would we still have artists, musicians, in a world where AI can make the perfect songs? Because like people would always want to share songs, so sometimes the AI will just make the ultimate banger, and everyone will listen to that. But I know people would like to think, oh no, you'd listen to a person because like it's more real and stuff. But like in a world where an AI is actually just bashing out banger after banger after banger, you would just listen to one you enjoyed more.
Hope
right?
that'd just be after our time.
I hate that thought.
Yeah,
I can't stand that thought.
I'll say that in a minute.
I broke down. He just knows all that sad music's coming as well.
Yeah.
I was going to say about when you said that music gives you feeling and stuff like that. So, just a Disney point. But it's different to talk about Disney instead of Cat in the Hat, hey, Dick? So, when Pixar did...
Cat in the Hat during pop culture?
Yeah, he did, yeah.
Did he?
Yeah.
I was going to say, what wasted opportunity.
I hate it.
So, Pixar, all their short films, which always win awards, all that stuff,
I've heard of them.
No talking in any of that stuff. They always just do music. And it's weird how that music can make you feel something entirely from just... And some of the really basic drawings. There's one on Disney Plus called Kit Bull. That's about a cat and a pit bull. But they're so basic drawing. It doesn't even really move. It's just pictures, but there's music to it, and it can make you feel so much emotion. And then when I went to Florida, I watched this thing. It was Pixar Live, and there was just all these different scenes from Pixar films with a live orchestra. And the idea is, again, when there's no talking, how music and just imagery can make you feel something. And
100%.
then there's the scene that started up, and with is it Paul Giacchini or Michael Giacchini? His song "Married Life." They're playing it, and I describe so much because genuinely that music, just with imagery, you can't believe that that can make you feel that way.
Because of evolution, isn't it?
Yeah. I just can't believe it.
The other idea as well is that the AI could edit music you like already. Say you really, really like a song, but you just hate a bit of a song. It'll just cut that out, make it seamless. You just wouldn't notice. If you're bored of a song, you'd never have to skip a song again because it would just know and it would just skip to the next song.
Alexa, remix ABBA in the 1975. That, and then it would just do it.
Yeah,
wow. What an awful combination.
If that's what you wanted, it would just do it.
Because Elon Musk is trying to implant AI in people's brains, isn't it?
Yeah. This is an extension of that.
That is Terminator 2, Judgment Day.
Some of it's cool, and some of it's...
Like, once, if that occurred, there'd be no need for people to go to school.
No, you're actually right. We'd be like people in Wall-E. We'd just sit there and we would never have to move ever again because we'd go everything we
do everything seamlessly, which is scary. So you'd have to... What restrictions would you personally put on that?
On what?
That.
Yeah, but
So
what?
do you get? Is there an age limit where you have to be a certain age before you have that put in
I
your
think
brain?
so. I think it should be like.
So you have to be like emotionally mature. So instead of school teaching you
I
about
think so, 100%.
academia,
Yeah.
they teach you about life skills and doing things for yourself, emotional intelligence, stuff like that. And then when you hit like 16, you get the implant, and then instantly you're.
We have to know it's so different than the implant.
Well, yeah, obviously, you're like academically a genius because it'd give everyone like 1,000 IQ, wouldn't it? You just know everything instantaneously.
I
and
think that's a
remember
really
it.
good idea.
But then you wouldn't need school even for life skills because you just have all that knowledge.
Yeah,
like,
but
you're
it
learning-
wouldn't know
Yeah.
emotion, so you'd have
You
to
just
have
you have to
Eventually
do
it
something
will.
in school to give it a purpose, but like
So,
no, you
like,
need to learn
eventually
social
it would know
skills.
emotions.
Yeah,
and
so you'd
you
spend the
wouldn't-
whole of.
You've basically got Google in your head.
Yeah, but eventually it
is
would
what
know
we're
emotion
saying.
because if it can write songs based on your emotion,
No,
it
no,
would know your emotion.
you're not the AI. We're talking about you. Not the AI. We're talking about you.
Yeah, so
So
for
if
the
you've
16
got an AI
years
put
of
in your
school,
head, which will do the music and all that
Yeah.
stuff, you've got Google in your head,
Mm.
so you don't need to. You just know stuff. I think you still need to know stuff though,
do you think?
because like it'll just feed information back to you and that. But whether you can process that information or understand that information,
I
like,
mean, maybe.
if I told
Yeah,
Louis
'cause it would
to
just be the same as
Google
a
how
phone,
the
yeah.
Large Hadron Collider works right now, he can read whatever he wants out to me, but he doesn't know it.
Yeah. But in the case that AI was
Maybe it does,
intelligent
but-
enough, it would understand how smart you already are and give you the information in a comprehensible way.
I get that, but I think school should stay the same.
All right. I reckon it would change a little bit more.
But it'd definitely vary a bit. Don't get me
So
wrong.
it'd be
But I
a
really
lot
like
less
that idea.
about
People
academics,
learn
but more
social
about
intelligence,
social
emotional
skills.
intelligence.
So I
they
think that
become
should
adults.
be vastly bigger part of the curriculum anyway, because people.
Beep.
We talked about that the other day. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I'd like to know people's opinion on this. I'd like to know what other people think.
What?
Just on AI and like the idea of.
And it would also.
It's a
it'd
good
also-
topic.
Yeah, it's a really good topic.
It'd
Yeah.
also be good for like psychopaths and stuff. Because if someone was planning murder, premeditation, the AI could warn
Really?
authorities
Yeah,
that
that's
this person is thinking of killing someone.
Convictions would be a lot easier.
Yeah.
Because it would know.
It would, yeah.
That's really good. I've got one more point. Actually, I've got two more points. One of them really annoys me, and the other one's really cool. You got a point?
Yeah.
Go on.
Would you make it law that you had to have it in for those reasons?
After you're 18.
Yeah.
So if you're that's a good
16,
point.
Would
Would
you,
been a
would
murderer
you
or something.
have forced to have it?
That's invasion of privacy, well, isn't it? That's the. Yeah.
Because in an ideal world, there is nothing as long as people aren't tracking you and shit like that.
GDPR when it exists, I mean.
This is getting a proper Black Mirror. You know the third episode where people
I
can
haven't
like
seen
rewind their
Black
memories
Yeah,
and
they
stuff.
rewind.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Have you seen that episode?
I've seen that one. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like your day is just recorded and you
Yeah.
can like rewind and stuff.
That'd be a
That's
pretty sick
Black
idea.
Mirror, innit?
But yeah, would you put it into law that has to
I think that
happen?
opens a whole other like kind of worms really because
Yeah.
there's a lot of other things that like in an ideal world, yeah, but again we're not in an ideal world at all.
And even then, would you let the AI interact with each other? So say like you are suspecting that your partner was cheating on you. Could you find out? Could you ask your AI to ask their AI where they were?
Or do you have a right to?
Yeah.
You can't have a right
I
to
don't
cheat, though,
think so.
can you?
But I don't think you should
I
have a
don't know.
right to.
This is what I mean about AI causing like a lot of moral questions that we like to pretend to think about. But with AI, you have to think about them.
I think if that's the thing, you should still have your own privacy.
You have to confront them. Surely crime would just stop in general, right?
Yeah.
Because like, even if you do a crime that's like instantaneous or whatever, the AI will know the second you think that, before it can tell your body to do it, it could incapacitate you.
So you can't
it
do
could
it.
like a shock into your brain or something
Yeah.
to incapacitate you. Say I'd go to stab Louis, the AI would know that I was going to do that and then just like taser me.
And even like when it comes to drugs, don't take drugs.
No.
By that point, we would have had nanotechnology. So say someone taking cocaine, the AI could tell nanotech to just get rid of it.
Get rid of it, yeah.
Sure, yeah. It's a very good point.
But then I guess you could tell the AI to not do that.
We're very far ahead now of like
It doubles every year. We said previously, it doubles every year. Doesn't it?
NASA,
computational power.
hit us up. We're going to make you rules.
We just can't have ideas.
Yeah. Oh, mate, don't say that. They're going to kidnap us, put us in a think tank for the next 30 years.
So I've got 2 more points.
Yeah,
It's
go on.
the voice then. One of them, I'm going to blitz through this
Just
point.
say it.
Self-service tills. I don't like self-service tills.
Right.
Do you not?
No, I think that I should get a discount for a self-service till.
Why?
To be honest, because when you go to till, there's someone doing the work for them. That's why they're getting
So
paid.
hang on,
That's
hang
why they're
on,
getting
hang on.
paid.
There's a group of people who refuse to use self-service tills because they
That's
don't
what I
want to
feel
take other people's jobs. You're the exact opposite.
Yeah.
You're like, give me a discount so I don't have to pay their wages and
Yeah.
they can all get laid off.
Yeah.
So you want the AI uprising?
I just think that I should get something.
You don't want other jobs. You're like, if AIs can do it, just fire everyone.
I just think I should get something for doing it all myself. If not, they should do it. That's why they're in the shop.
Yeah, but it's not
That's
AI,
why
is it?
that's why they're given a
It's
job.
not AI, no.
That's why they're given a job to do that. So why
I'm
should
saying,
I
in the
do it
future,
myself?
There's going to be questions like, should we replace this job with AI? Should we not?
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
we should be like, yeah.
But I'd
why
have said,
not?
if that self-service till was an AI, I'd be scanning my 6 pizzas and be going, "You fat bastard, no more."
When you put in your PlayStation through, it's like a
in
can of
that book,
grapes.
though,
Yeah,
Yeah.
he talks about how jobs with emotion and stuff will be the last to go. So like doctors will be
Counselor
replaced
and
before
stuff like that.
nurses.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
if a nurse gives you an injection and stuff, like a machine could do that easily.
Mm.
Easily give you an injection, way better than any nurse. But it's like a
Yeah.
comforting thing. Whereas like a surgeon, you're unconscious. It
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
A machine could do it better. You might as well just
Mm.
replace that. It's like your job. You're pretty safe.
There we go.
Your job. You're
Yeah.
safe. You're safe because it's a
Coaching and stuff, yeah.
yeah. And then
Teaching people about
teaching,
emotion,
I think, would be one of the last things.
Yeah.
Goes. Let's let the AIs have it.
Yeah.
mate.
Yeah.
Take We're all safe. Just
Go
yeah.
for it,
Go
boys.
for it.
And then,
Naif.
No, he's
He's
fucked.
off.
He's gone.
Soldering, they can do that.
then my last point is, are you a fan of Eurovision?
No.
Does he look like he'd be a fan of you?
Yeah. Yes. Um, so
No.
2 years ago, last year, they got an AI to write a song based off of every song that ever been Eurovision, all the tunes, all that stuff, to make the best Eurovision song.
Yeah.
It's a tune.
It's good. It's really good.
Really good
You
tune.
showed me it.
Yeah. Like it sounds a bit
But
robotic.
it's still bad.
Yeah. It sounds a bit robotic, and like some of the sentences, you got one sentence, that makes sense, and the next sentence is just like taken from other songs and put together.
But it's crazy we're already at that stage where
Yeah.
I can write music at all.
But also, the worst thing is the song's about 5.5 minutes, and Eurovision songs legally are only about like 2 minutes 40. But you know, it's fine. But no, it's a very good song, and I would recommend looking up the AI Eurovision song.
I don't care. I hate Eurovision.
There
Tell
we go
them.
Cool. Sick.
That was AI.
And let us know what you thought of Mason's segment, because that ended last week.
Ended last week.
Because he's been fired.
It's been fired
He's been fired.
again.
We can announce that.
We can't get this right. We just can't get
Mason's
the
been
right
fired.
thing.
But if you liked it, he could come back.
Yeah, in the future.
We're not against him
Not
coming
against
back
him
in
coming
the
back.
in the future.
Yeah. But he's gone.
But he's gone. He's fired.
The thing I really like about Tiny Rebel, on the back it always says what you can see, what you smell, what you taste.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it says eye golden.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
It's more like piss
No, it's
yellow.
great.
Yep.
Grapefruit and papaya.
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 I can tell you what papaya
It
smells
tastes
like.
like, yeah.
Oh, banana.
Grapefruit. And taste
Is
is
it?
taste juicy.
I mean, it's
It's
liquid.
liquid.
Or citrus. Citrus it does. I
I
like
liked
it.
it.
I
I
like
liked
it.
it.
I'm a big fan.
I
It's
thought it was
4.5%. I really
At least
like
one
it.
of us has drank it. I thought it was nice. Declan?
So the description says, "For the love of Pinot, a wine so good we named it twice." That describes the Pinot.
Pinot
Yeah,
Pinot.
yeah.
Everyone's favourite wine has now got fizz, and what's more,
Thank God.
in a can. Genius, right?
Where will they stop, eh?
Yeah.
This light, bubbly Pinot Grigio is fresh and fruity with peach and citrus flavours. Enjoy it chilled, indoors or out, on the go,
Indoors or
or
out.
on the sofa.
Why has it
Store in
got
a cool, dark place.
Why has it got to specify enjoy indoors or out?
Honestly, I was dreading drinking a semi-sparkling Pinot Grigio. It was alright.
That's right.
It was like a cold
I poured way too much in, and I'm feeling it in my head.
We've got a lot more to drink.
6
Yeah.
left.
5.
5 left.
5 left.
So next week,
Next week.
Declan.
Yep.
You're leading next week.
Yeah, we're talking about conspiracy
Yes,
theories.
we are.
Yes, we
It
are.
took me a minute.
Correct.
Also, it's been 3 weeks since we've said anything, but we always find out new things about this person,
Oh, yeah.
about Heather.
Yeah. She used to, when she was a wee nipper, back in Iceland, I
Back
assume.
in Iceland. Yeah.
No, Glasgow.
Yeah,
On the
Iceland.
hard streets.
She used to eat sand.
I beg your pardon?
Yeah, she used to eat sand.
She used to eat sand. Quite a lot. She really likes it.
So much
She
so.
really wants to try eating sand again.
So I went to the beach the other day and I was meant to get some sand. So I went to see her do it and I forgot to get some sand.
How does that work coming out the other end?
I don't want to think about it.
They all come together and it's like an actual rock. A full rock.
That's what rocks are made.
Yeah.
It's Icelandic people eating sand.
Yeah.
Her name's not Heather anymore, it's Sedimenter.
Oh.
Nice. That was like as a
What an
podcast.
awful Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles villain that would be.
That was like as a podcast on AI, Artificial Intelligence. Thank you, Harvey.
You're welcome, Louis.
Bye.
Thank you for watching this Guzzlr video.